Welcome to Richmond International Raceway, where for this round of Budweiser pole qualifying for the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series, the story is, as it is every week, the drivers who must try and time their way into the field. The drivers in the danger zone, the go or go homers, are as much a story as who will win the Budweiser pole. Thanks, Matt. The weather here has been quite variable. A lot of rain yesterday, and rain perhaps in the forecast tomorrow night. But right now, you know, the sun has popped out. We haven't seen that hardly at all today.
Let's think back to what Jeff Gordon told us last week. You know, he said the car tomorrow, yeah, it's a safe car. It's got some safety features. This car we got right now is a safe race car. He said, as long as I got my seat, as long as I have the seat I have right now, he said, I feel like I can endure almost anything.
Well, down here, Jeff Gordon's talking with Tony Stewart. We're going to see if we can sneak in for a word. Jeff, if there is one driver who's on a hot streak right now, safe to say it's you. What have the last couple weeks been like for you? Where do they rank in all of those wins that you have?
I've had to pinch myself a couple of times to make sure it's all real. It's been pretty amazing, and you know, I just never dreamed in my career, you know, I'd ever be at 77 wins and to be able to do it in the fashion we've done it. And you know, 15 years into our career to have a year like we're having right now, this is it's been fantastic for this DuPont Chevrolet team.
2 wins here for Jeff Gordon, but you know, it's been a while. I think 1 top 10 in the last 11 starts. Is that right, guys?
Tie. David Gilliland ran exactly what Jeremy Mayfield ran, but again, the tiebreaker owner's point, so David Gilliland will be in front of Jeremy Mayfield in the 36th car, but David is locked into the show.
Jeff Gordon in the DuPont Chevrolet. He has 2 career poles here, 1996 and 2000. Or excuse me, those are his 2 wins. He has 4 poles and 8 front row starts coming in here. But his last 4 finishes here, not memorable. Not a top 25 amongst them.
His first lap's not going to be all that memorable either. He just drove down into turn 1 again. Way too hard, looked to me like, and the car went up the hill. Now he's made a lot of good time up down here in turn 3 and 4. See where that puts him.
Now with the Impala, which is Chevy's version of the car tomorrow, he has started no worse than 3rd in the 3 races so far.
Can't seem to get the car at the bottom down there in 1 and 2. Now this is a much better lap.
That was a pretty good first lap, though, Darryl. 21.64, and of course we sat down with Jeff last week, and he told us he has to make himself say, this is the Impala. I can't overdrive it. 21.38. He beats Allmendinger by well over 2 tenths.
There's your 30. You're in a 21.64, 21.38. Unbelievable.
That's what we're looking for.
That thing was awesome, guys. You guys are blowing me away. I don't know what you're doing.
And don't care. I'll just keep driving this thing. I do need to correct myself back to Jeremy Mayfield, David Gilliland. Actually, when we got to the thousandths column, Jeremy Mayfield did beat David Gilliland by 3 thousandths.
Bill Sloboda is anxiously going through his notes to find out the last time we had a driver with 3 straight poles, as Jeff Gordon is in position to do that this weekend.
So he's got a pretty darn good chance right now with that lap he put up there on the 2nd lap.
Let's check with Matt.
And the biggest issue Jeff Gordon said during practice was just trying to be consistent and hit that sweet spot. It looks like you did again during qualifying. How good was the car?
Well, it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. We really struggled when we went to our qualifying runs for practice. We're good for race runs. And, you know, I think going out early, track's going to only get faster, and so we got to put up a good lap like that. And I come on the radio and told Steve Latour, I don't know what these guys are doing, but man, they're just amazing. You know, all the things I wanted that car to do, it did it. I was able to drive in a little harder. I was able to get back in the gas and just roll through the middle. It's a little bit loose off, so you know there's some room there, and I think the track's can get better. So we'll see where it ends up, but pretty darn good lap for the DuPont Chevrolet.
Nobody has been better in the CO2 races. A 1st, a 2nd, and a 3rd for Jeff Gordon.
Casey Kane on track, 21.87 on his first lap. By the way, Jeff Gordon's Virginia Tech had at least 2 members of his team, Brian Weitzel and Caleb Hurd, are graduates of Tech.
You know, the 24 is on fire right now. I wish I could be up there with them fighting for that pole, but you know, sitting in 3rd now, good distance off of them. But we'll see who slots in there in between where we are and where that 24 is.
When you look at their career, the 24 and the 48, 7 times they have finished 1-2. including last week at Talladega.
And the difference in what I'm seeing between Jeff Gordon's laps and these other guys is Jeff's first lap was pretty good, but he really picked up a ton on the
like
second.
my driving was, you're unsatisfied with it. How far off the pole is that? 10th.
1/10 of a second, a 3.8 to a 4.8.
I don't know that I could have gotten a 10th out of it.
Well, Jeff Gordon has set quite a standard.
Yes, he has.
In this run for the pole with
It's going to be hard to beat.
21.386.
But with Carl getting within a 10th, we still got some really fast cars to go. The track might be picking up a tad. That could be the difference.
All right, Brian Vickers will be our 8th go or go home driver to qualify. Then bumping will begin. Junior, who last week implored his fans not to throw beverage cans if Jeff Gordon broke his father's record, and the fans that ignored that request, 14 of them were arrested and detained and were told will no longer be able to buy tickets at Talladega for life. And track president Grant Lynch has asked other tracks to join in that ban. Las Vegas quickly followed. I believe other tracks will. And Lynch is looking into whether or not he can ban those people from the property. They are trying to send a really strong message to race fans, although it's hard to characterize those people as fans, so that they can stop short of banning folks from bringing their own beverages to the racetrack. But you must be able to maintain order regardless of what driver wins, and you must respect the integrity of the sport by not throwing items toward the cars on the racetrack that could injure the drivers in them, or worse yet, people in the lower rows of the grandstand.
They were warned before the race. If you're caught, and we have a lot of extra security, throwing anything at the track, doesn't mean it's going to go on the track, just at the track, you're going to get arrested. And they did. It's the good guys have got to point out the bad guys. When you're a good fan and you're standing there and you see this happening, you need, everybody's got to kind of take some responsibility and say, hey, that guy over there was throwing stuff.
But you're right, Mike. I talked to Jerry Gappins at Lowe's Motor Speedway, and a few rotten apples, and they are rotten. They're rotten to the core. They're going to spoil it for our good fans, and they're going to drive the cost of a fan attending a sporting event at a NASCAR track up, because eventually they're going to say, you know what, you can't bring anything in the racetrack.
Junior also told his fans, if you have to throw something, he said kiddingly, throw a roll of toilet paper. Nobody ever had to have stitches getting hit in the back of the head with a roll of toilet paper, and we did see a couple. But we saw way too many full beverage cans aimed either at Jeff Gordon or Hendrick Motorsports or the new NASCAR, whatever those fans railed against. But folks, it's got to stop, or the next thing that'll stop will be bringing your coolers to the racetrack, and nobody wants that to stop.
No.
Carl Edwards, his first front row start this season, and Krista, Jeff Gordon has now won his 61st career pole and his 3rd in a row.
And he said on the radio the crew has been blowing him away. So what can you do in this race to blow them away tomorrow night?
I don't know. Maybe something's in this energy drink or something. I am blown away. I really didn't think that lap was going to hold up. I knew it was a good lap, but I did not think that it would hold up. And I don't know if the track got cooler hurt some guys or what, but I was getting pretty nervous there with all the delays, and I thought somebody was really going to do it, especially Hamlin. I was real nervous about him, but great effort by this DuPont Chevrolet team. I can't believe the roll that we're on, and we're going to try to keep it going.
He's going to try to keep it rocking and rolling. The wait a little bit longer. Jeff Gordon's on the pole.
Here's a look at the starting lineup for tomorrow night's Crown Royal presents the Jim Stewart 400 as we congratulate Jeff Gordon on his 3rd Nextel Cup pole in a row.